Welcome, welcome to this very short but very powerful episode that I planned for you today. We are going to talk about the power of and. And I really want to connect this to the previous episodes when we were talking about the comparison and how you can use your comparison as just noticing what you want and then for your inspiration. But still, I also don't want you to feel like, oh, Esther, but you just don't understand. Like, this is what I'm struggling with. This is the challenge I am in. Like, it doesn't seem to your brain even possible to want what you want what you just learned from that comparison. And I really want to help you with that with this episode. Because the reality is, it's so easy for every one of us, including me, to really like slide into victim mentality of like, oh my God, this is just too much of a problem, too big. This is this challenge right now in my life situation. This is happening to me. It is outside of my control, whether your baby is not sleeping, whether it's toddler tantrums, whether it's moves, financial things, career changes, like whatever it is that's happening in your life. And then you see them as like huge things, like I cannot do anything about them. And I want to help you exactly with that. So today we are going to talk about how powerful this shift can make you feel when you use and correctly in your life. So let's dive in what I talk about and how I want to empower you with this. So first of all, our human brain has this black and white thinking. Like the human brain has a lot of features, and a lot of features are not really nice, not really good when it comes to our development, our growth, our change. Because as I said, and I'm repeating myself over and over again, the brain's main function is for you to survive. The brain wants us to survive, so the brain wants to protect us, even if it means we are stuck, that we are not moving forward, we are not changing certain things because the brain is afraid of that. This feature of black and white thinking is also a feature of the brain, which is like very normal. So there is nothing wrong with you if you catch yourself in this black and white thinking. But this is what's happening. It's like, I'll never, this is how you notice this, I'll never have that much fun again. I'll never have that body which I had in my old self, in my old identity before the kids. It's gonna be like always like this. We are going to have these conflicts with my husband. We are going to be frustrated and stressed at the end of the day, like after bedtime, always. Like you can notice this black and white thinking when you are using this always or never, like going into the extremities and not really giving the space for small changes, for really small nuances. But really, the brain goes into this never, always, these extremities. And this black and white thinking is very natural for the brain. So, understanding the brain is already an amazing step forward because then it has just less power over you. You just understand what the brain is doing. So, the brain is using black and white thinking to save energy because it reduces complexity. It doesn't have to, present you with 60 different options, the little nuances of gray. It's just so much easier to give you this black and white. And the other thing, it reduces complexity. And the other thing, it also makes this dramatizing, this huge, like, big differences between A and B, like this or that, black and white, and it makes you like paralyzed, like, oh my gosh, then what is the better now for me? Because they seem just so different, like how to choose. This is also just a trick, kind of, the brain, that you are not moving forward, that you are not choosing, that you are in indecision, that you are telling yourself of this never, I'll never get out of this, I'll never figure this out. So what I wanted to also like represent this case for you, like how black and white thinking is represented in motherhood, is when you think about that we have this very loud, two very different narratives of motherhood coming into our face, left and right. Like they are very, very loud and they are very, very different. One narrative of the motherhood is telling you from social media, then you can see it on your phone, you can see it on the magazines, like, yes, modern motherhood means that you can now have it all. You can figure out how to build $1 million business and go back in shape and have your six pack, and you can have it all. And you can really like be a boss mama, having literally everything you can just dream about. Motherhood is not a hinder in your life, it makes you even flourish further. And then this narrative can actually be very discouraging if you feel that your challenges with motherhood or your challenges in life while you happen to be a mother, you don't see that reflected in that narrative because you feel it's challenging. You feel like, oh, fuck, everything just is upside down, everything changed. And then you tell me that somehow there is something wrong with me if I don't feel like I can build $1 million business while I'm changing nappies. And there is the other, now we go back to the other side of the narrative, which is not the full truth either, which is telling you, like, oh, you're a mom now, so just suck it up. Like, this is your life now. Just be content and happy that you have a healthy baby. What? You're dreaming about something? You want to go back to work? Why are you just not happy with being 24/7 with your kid and enjoying every fucking second of it? And like literally making it impossible for you to want things because it puts you into a cage labeled motherhood, like this is your place now and this is what you have to do, serve your family, your kids 24/7, not having time, not having energy, not having anything. Like this is just the era. Suck it up, swallow it. And this is not the truth either. But these are the two narratives that are super, super loud. So, what I want to really empower you with, and really like, this is where we start, is not accepting these extremities, not accepting this black and white. But what I really invite you to consider and encourage you to, it's really like find your way of figuring out the gray, your way of gray. Like, what is true for you? What would be inspiring for you? What your motherhood journey would look like when it is not in the white, not in the black, it is your unique motherhood journey. So, the number one way you can use and is a very powerful shift in your motherhood journey and experience is letting everything be there at the same time. So I'm giving you examples for and I use your examples in your own life how you can empower yourself. So what I want you to consider is two things which seem to be different actually can coexist at the same time. And this is a beautiful representation of motherhood itself. We are complex human beings, not black and white, not good mom or bad mom. It's not that if I'm angry, then I'm a bad mom. If I raise my voice, I'm a terrible mom. No, we are complex human beings. We can feel a range of emotions and they can coexist. I can be super happy and I can also feel anger. I can feel super grateful and I can feel miserable. All the feelings can coexist. And in motherhood itself, it is just so true. It is beautiful, and at the same time, it is hard. It is challenging, and it is deeply rewarding. It is exhausting, and it is meaning filled. It is overwhelming, but it is also expansive. It is messy, and it is sacred. Motherhood is overwhelming, but expansive. It is really soul stretching, and it is identity shaping. There is a lot that can coexist at the same time. Motherhood brings you to your edges, but at the same time opens your heart wider than ever. You have this unconditional love and you want to just run away and have 5 minutes of break. They can coexist. And when we don't fight this reality, we don't want to put ourselves into the box of black or white, we can create this amazing shades of gray, which is your specific motherhood journey. And then when you let things coexist and when you hold the space for them all, then you don't pressure yourself into either or. You are letting yourself figure out the way that is really serving you. And how I want to really empower you further with this shift of and connect this to the previous episodes that I talked about how to use comparison as your inspiration is how you can use and to really make you activated, to make you really powerful, empowered, and not in a paralyzed mode of things are happening to me. These challenges that I have in my life are just there, like hindering me from thinking, hindering me from growing, hindering me from even doing anything. So, what I talk about is that, when you have that comparison, you know that I want that, but at the same time, you see and you let yourself hold the both at the same time, wanting things that you want and then not negating, but also seeing what your life challenge is. What is the challenge in your life situation? And we talked about this, but like think about what is the challenge for you in your life. It can be that you have a newborn, you have a colic baby, you are living abroad without grandparents, you have a partner who is working very late, you have a partner who is traveling for business so many times, you have sick kids, and then you are the default parent and you have to figure out things. These are real challenges. We don't want to negate them. We don't want to pretend that they are not there, but they can coexist. You can step into your empowered state when you see what your challenge is, but don't let your brain like pull you into this black and white, like, yeah, I have a newborn, so I'll never have fun again. I have 3 kids, I'll never have self-time again. I have a partner who is always working late. I'll never have a girls' night ever again. Like, don't let your brain go into this, simplification of black and white. But I invite you to hold them together. Like, I have 3 kids and I want to have girls' night monthly with my girlfriends. So when you see them, then the next step is going to be like, and what do I want to do about it? I have a small baby and a toddler, and I want to go back to the gym to move my body, to feel stronger, to feel more alive. What do I want to do about it? And then you are going to have creative solutions. You are going to, like, your brain is going to come up with positive, creative answers to positive and creative questions. Like, instead of letting your brain telling you that it's not solvable, you're fucked up, you will never ever, don't let it simplify the situation and then keep you stuck in like, you see, never ever. Use the and because we want to give you the space to hold like, yes, I have the kids and I don't have the grandparents nearby just to ask them. And I know it's super important for me to have self time. What do I want to do about it? What to do about it? That is the powerful question after you used already the powerful shift with the and. You are letting yourself seeing the challenges and having the permission, giving yourself the permission to want what you want And then from that state, when they are coexisting, you let this fullness, this wholeness be there. And then you ask, what do I want to do about it? And this is this empowered state when amazing solutions are going to come up. And you don't have to jump into, oh, and I figured out everything. No, 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 no. Don't let your brain tell you that unless you have a perfect plan already figured out every single little detail, then otherwise it doesn't count. It does. Like ask and just ask, constantly ask this question from yourself and start small. Maybe it is just going to be looking for a nanny, asking in a mom group, maybe having a conversation with your partner, like some small steps that are going to really move you from victim mentality where everything is just happening to you and you have no power over things, how you could change them, to really having this and then going into this creativity mode, which is so liberating that you are letting yourself figure it out step by step with small changes, with small steps. So just listen to this episode, re listen to this episode as many times as you need, and think about your own life where you can use this powerful shift of and that you have a demanding job and you want to have free time with the girls. You have toddlers, maybe several toddlers, and you want to have a break. You are a good enough mom just because you want to have a break. You can be a powerful mother who is present and you can have your own dreams. There are things that can coexist. And this is really the real, unique, colorful motherhood journey, which is very unique to you. These powerful ands are going to really help you to figure out your unique motherhood journey. And don't let anybody or any brain trick to try you to pull into this black and white, either or, never, always directions, but just let yourself hold all what is realistic, what is real in your life, and then use this powerful shift of and. I'm so happy that you listened to me today. I cannot wait to hear from you. Please leave a review, leave a comment. That is helping me and my podcast too. And I cannot wait to talk to you soon. Bye.